You walk through your own front door, and within 10 seconds, your evening already feels much heavier than it should. One shoe sits crooked by the door, your bag lands hard on a chair, and your keys vanish somewhere under. The counter holds a cold cup, forgotten leftovers, and a handful of things nobody remembers carrying inside little by little. None of this happened because you were lazy, messy, or somehow worse at managing life than others. One step further. It happened because your home quietly demands too many steps to complete tasks that should feel effortless for your home. Today, you are going to learn 21 small shifts that quietly shorten those steps without asking for more discipline. None of these ideas try to turn your home into a bare, sterile, magazine-perfect space you cannot actually live in. They simply remove friction from ordinary daily moments, from the entryway to the kitchen, the laundry room, and well beyond. And one specific kitchen change near the middle of this list can quietly hand you back your evenings each day. We're not building a flawless home here. We're building a home that finally supports your real, tired life. Think of every idea ahead as a small repair, quietly closing the tiny gaps where your daily energy leaks out. Everything starts the moment you step through your own front door and enter that narrow transition space little by little. In many Japanese homes, the entrance marks a clear boundary between the chaos outside and the calm inside over time. You do not need a traditional raised entryway to borrow the same simple, powerful idea for yourself one step further. What matters is that shoes, bags, coats, and outside clutter never drift straight into your calm living room right now. You can build this in just 10 quiet minutes with a small mat, a low rack, and one clear rule. Anything at all arriving from the outside world makes its very first stop right there beside the door without fail. This will not magically clean your floors, but it stops you from chasing shoes through every single room starting today. A home that stays tidy rarely starts in the living room. It starts exactly where everything first enters every day. Once shoes have a landing spot, give the smallest, most easily lost items their own landing spot too each day. Keys, wallets, headphones, and mail deserve one shallow tray instead of wandering across 5 different surfaces today. Divide that tray into 3 zones: daily essentials, papers needing attention, and things leaving tomorrow morning, today. You do not need perfect categories, you only need to stop these items drifting through your whole home over time. Keep that tray deliberately small because a small space forces quick decisions instead of slow, quiet accumulation for your home. When the tray fills up, that is not failure, that is simply your system asking for 5 minutes right now. Now, walk into the kitchen because your counter is rarely cluttered simply from owning too many actual things at all. It fills up because dozens of items each carry one small, temporary reason to sit there for quite a while. A blender, spare mail, loose chargers, and half-used bottles all arrive with small, forgivable little excuses, little by little. But when every single excuse gets accepted, your counter quietly becomes storage for decisions you never finished making without fail. Choose only 3 to 5 items that genuinely earn a truly permanent spot on your open kitchen counter starting today. Everything else needs a specific home somewhere else, or it simply needs to leave the kitchen completely, one step further. Do not aim for a completely empty counter because that strict rule usually breaks within the very first 2 days. Aim instead for enough open space to prep a meal without shifting 5 random objects out of the way today. That breathing room is not for photographs. It exists for tired evenings when you cannot handle another decision every day. Now open your refrigerator, because forgotten food rarely comes from simply buying too many groceries at once for your home. It comes from a refrigerator organized like blind storage, instead of a system built to guide your meal each day. Create one eye-level zone using a clear bin for anything already opened or nearly close to spoiling over time. Leftovers, half-used vegetables, and any ingredients bought for one specific meal all belong neatly inside that one dedicated zone. Every time you open the door, you check that zone first, instead of scanning every shelf blindly little by little. This one habit removes dozens of tiny decisions during the exact hour you feel hungriest and most tired right now. A home built for real life does not demand memory, it simply surfaces the right thing at the right moment. That quiet clarity matters most on nights when you are far too tired to think clearly about anything at all. Now, think honestly about your dish rack, because clean dishes often sit out far longer than they really need to. They get washed, they slowly dry, and then everyone forgets the small final step of putting them away, without fail. That forgotten step is exactly what makes your counter look unfinished right after you cleaned everything thoroughly today. Starting today, move your drying rack as close as physically possible to the cabinet where those exact dishes truly belong every day. Use a small rack sized for one meal only, so fullness becomes a clear, immediate signal to act each day. Store everyday plates and bowls in your lowest, easiest shelf instead of hiding them behind fancier dishware one step further. Good systems rarely change how disciplined you naturally are. They simply shorten the distance between a task and its finish. Distance, not discipline, is usually the quiet reason a simple task keeps quietly getting postponed until tomorrow, and then again. This next shift is about kitchen tools, and it is not about buying anything new or exciting today at all. More gadgets rarely mean more ease because every extra tool needs finding, washing, storing, and constant decision making over time. A great tool is not the one doing the absolute most, it is the one you actually use every week. One sharp knife, one easy cutting board, and containers that fit your hand beat 5 forgotten gadgets easily right now. Before buying anything new, ask yourself honestly whether it genuinely shortens a routine you repeat weekly or adds more storage. That single question quietly protects you from turning careful organization into yet another ongoing shopping project altogether for your home. Now, picture the most exhausting moment of your entire day, standing tiredly over a stove once work is done now. You open the fridge, stare blankly, start something, and your mind stays stuck on messages and unfinished tasks without fail. You do not need a rice cooker specifically. You need one part of dinner running without your constant close attention. Pick one simple, low effort meal for 2 nights a week that never demands creativity or extra dishes starting today. Rice with vegetables, one pot pasta, or a slow simmered soup can quietly carry you through your most tired evenings. A tidy home is not one with perfect meals nightly, it simply offers a few reliable, low effort dinner choices. Having just one truly dependable answer for dinner quietly protects your evening from becoming yet another exhausting decision to make. When part of dinner finally runs itself, your remaining attention belongs to the people sitting across your table every day. Now, let's talk quite honestly about laundry, because it rarely feels exhausting from any one single overwhelming step done alone. It feels exhausting because washing, drying, folding, and putting away each quietly wait on the next unfinished step each day. While you wait, clothes slowly accumulate on chairs, on the bed's edge, and inside a basket promised for the weekend. The real problem is not your habits, it is simply that laundry has too many stopping points scattered everywhere around. Trace the entire path your clothes travel, from changing spot to washer to closet, noticing every small gap over time. Place a hamper exactly where you actually undress daily, not tucked away in some distant, easily forgotten corner right now. Use 2 separate baskets for dirty and clean laundry so you never have to pause wondering which pile is which. Assign simple drawers or baskets by category for lounge clothes, towels, and workout gear that rarely need folding without fail. The goal is not folding perfection, it is a short, clear path with far fewer chances for laundry to stall. Every basket you remove from that path is one less reason for clothes to quietly pile up somewhere else nearby. Drying space matters too, because many small homes quietly lose entire rooms to one hanging load of laundry starting today. A large rack sitting in the living room turns your whole space into somewhere you must constantly walk around daily. Try a vertical rack, a wall-mounted folding line, or a pull-out bar tucked neatly into the laundry area. When nothing is currently drying, the entire system should practically disappear from view, never becoming a permanent piece of furniture. If you rent, start simple with one narrow folding rack and one dedicated spot to store it away every day. Now think honestly about your bed, because it often occupies far more of your day than you actually use it. You do not need to fold it away each morning to borrow the same underlying, genuinely useful principle each day. Ask yourself honestly whether that space serves only one function or whether it could flex to support your whole day. Reclaim one small strip of open floor beside the bed for a cushion, a rug, or some quiet reading time. For shared or genuinely small rooms, a folding table or low storage bench can support several different daily needs easily. The fewer dead, single-purpose zones a room quietly contains, the more naturally it supports your actual daily life rhythm. A room that flexes with your day will always feel more spacious than one built for only a single moment. Now look closely at the paths you walk through your home dozens of times without ever noticing them at all. A chair blocking a doorway, a basket blocking a hallway, each one forces a small daily negotiation with limited space. Choose the one path you use most often, from bedroom to bathroom or kitchen to front door, and clear it. Keep that single path completely open for 7 full days straight. No baskets, no chairs, nothing temporary allowed there ever. You will notice this small change matters more than any storage bin you could possibly buy this entire month instead. An open path makes your whole home feel noticeably lighter, and lighter homes naturally discourage new clutter from settling there too. Always. Now, think about the floor itself as more than simply something you walk across every single day without noticing it. A rug, a floor cushion, or one open, quiet corner can become a real place to sit and truly rest. Give that corner one clear purpose, whether reading, folding laundry, or simply sitting somewhere screen-free and genuinely quiet today. When a home has a place built purely for sitting, other surfaces stop quietly absorbing every unrelated daily task instead. Give your body one honest place to rest, and your table, sofa, and bed can finally return to their jobs. Curtains can do so much more than cover windows. They can quietly divide a room without any real construction daily. A lightweight curtain can separate a desk corner from a bedroom, creating real distance between focused work and actual rest. You can also use a curtain to hide a cluttered shelf or a small laundry nook behind one affordable panel. Not every visual problem needs an expensive cabinet. Sometimes a soft, movable boundary quietly solves the exact same underlying issue. Now, address that one chair every single home seems to have, quietly buried under half-worn clothing day after day. Those clothes are not dirty enough to wash, yet somehow not clean enough to fold neatly back into a drawer. The real problem is not the clothes themselves, it is that they never received a proper address of their own. Create a few hooks, a small basket, or a narrow rod with a strict 5-item limit for re-wearable clothing. When that limited space finally fills up, you must decide immediately: wear it, wash it, or finally put it away. That single small decision quietly frees your chair from a job it was genuinely never designed to handle at all. Once that chair is finally empty again, you will notice the whole room quietly feels calmer within a single afternoon. Now, step into the bathroom, another quiet magnet for dozens of tiny, unfinished daily tasks slowly piling up over time. An almost empty bottle, a damp towel, and forgotten products slowly take over every visible surface in there over time. Keep only your daily essentials visible: soap, a toothbrush, and one towel, storing everything else inside a closed, tidy bin. After each use, spend under 1 full minute hanging the towel, straightening bottles, and clearing the counter completely before leaving. A space does not need daily deep cleaning, it simply needs to avoid neglect long enough to overwhelm you always. Borrow one clever idea from thoughtful Japanese design, letting a single action quietly accomplish more than one task right now. After a shower, a quick squeegee, a properly hung towel, and clothes placed directly into the hamper are usually enough. Those three small actions quietly prevent musty towels, watermarks, and floors that never quite feel finished or genuinely clean. Stop chasing comfort upgrades simply because they trend online, and instead start solving your own repeated household frustrations first, directly. Ask yourself 3 separate times weekly what genuinely bothers you, then find the smallest possible fix for that exact problem. A comfortable home rarely needs many upgrades at all. It simply needs the right small detail in the right place. Expensive renovations rarely fix a problem that a $5 hook or one simple basket could have solved quietly already. Build a simple ventilation habit by quietly attaching it to routines you already repeat throughout your ordinary day without fail. Open a window while cooking, run the fan after showering, and let fresh morning air move through your entire space. Small tasks attached to routines you already have never feel like extra work you must consciously remember doing starting today. Before any major renovation, spend 1 full month simply writing down the frustrations that keep quietly repeating themselves over time. Cold floors, damp laundry, a bedroom that is too bright, these patterns reveal themselves once you actually start tracking them. Only invest in bigger, costlier upgrades once you know exactly which problem keeps returning, month after month, unresolved every day. Finally, borrow a gentler version of the classic one in, one out principle for everything entering your home each day. Every single item you own must eventually be stored, cleaned, moved, and occasionally reconsidered as your life keeps quietly changing. Keep a small, discreet box somewhere for anything unused, duplicated, or clearly no longer serving your current, actual daily life. Once a week, decide its fate honestly. Donate it, sell it, recycle it, or finally let it go completely today. That weekly 5-minute habit quietly prevents an entire year of slow, invisible buildup across every single room you own. Before buying anything new, ask one simple question first. Does this genuinely help my home support my real, tired life? A shelf only truly matters when it helps you find, use, and return things without any unnecessary daily struggle involved. An appliance only genuinely matters when it shortens a task you repeat weekly, not simply because it looks impressively modern. Usefulness, not appearance, should always quietly decide what earns a permanent place inside your kitchen or your own daily routine. Your home does not need to be empty or perfect. It simply needs to quietly ask less of you again. So, do not attempt to change your entire home immediately after finishing this one single video tonight. Be patient instead. Choose your single, clearest point of friction, whether the entryway, the counter, or that overflowing clothing-covered chair, over time. Shrink that routine down to just 3 simple steps: keys in the tray, shoes on the rack, bag on hook. Test that small system honestly for 7 full days before spending another dollar on any new organizing product right now. You do not need more willpower to finally feel lighter inside your own home every single day, little by little. You simply need far fewer points of friction scattered quietly across every room you walk through on a daily basis. Remove just one small friction point this week and notice how much lighter your entire home quietly begins to feel. A peaceful home is rarely ever perfectly tidy. It simply keeps a short, clear path back to becoming tidy again.